It's been more than 36 hours since this mass murder, and it hasn't gotten any easier for this family. It's a tragic situation, and understandably, none of them are ready to talk, but we were able to speak to some friends who shined some light on those who were killed.
I'm still in shock, and I'm still in disbelief, but she didn't deserve this. None of her family deserved this.
Many echoed these same thoughts after a family of 6, including an unborn child, were killed in a mass murder Sunday morning. Police have arrested a juvenile in the case, but that doesn't weaken the burden on this family or their friends.
This is Love Hurts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for future content. 42-year-old Raymond Childs was a family-oriented, strong, no-nonsense type of man. He loved his family and friends no matter what, and he would drop any and everything if someone needed him. Raymond was known to be opinionated, and he would tell you what it was with no hesitation. He didn't sugarcoat anything. He was outspoken, and he served up truth with no chaser.
I hate when people go from Team Android to Team iPhone. And then you go to their house and your phone down and you like, hey, let me get a charge. And then they want to hit you with, what type of phone you got? The same phone you had 10 charges last week for me to use. And then you hit them with what type of tablet is that? And they be like HP. And you be like, how do you go charge that up? I hate when people do that bullshit.
Raymond met his lifetime partner, 42-year-old Kizzy King, in 1999, and the two went on to marry in 2006. Together, they had a mixed family of 7 children, and raising their family was their main focus. They wanted their children to be successful and to make something out of their lives. With Raymond funding his own record label, Just Real Records, and producing music, it was only second nature that he got his kids involved in music as well. So he started a rap group between his 3 oldest boys, and he named it New Street. New Street was a vibe, but eventually the boys grew older, and the 2 oldest wanted to do their own thing, so they ventured off into their own separate solo careers. 18-year-old Elijah Childs was the oldest of the 2 boys, and he had a laid-back way about him. He was a mama's boy, but he prided himself on being the eldest male of his siblings, and like his father, he was a protector. At the tender age of 18, he was already expecting his 3rd child, this one with his girlfriend, 19-year-old Kiera Hawkins. The couple had been dating for a while, and Kiera was just 1 week away from giving birth to the couple's son, whom they named Chaos. Although Elijah was super excited about the birth of his 3rd child, he knew that he had to make it in the rap game. His dreams were as big as his personality and his smile. He went at his goals full force, even opening for big artists that came to Indiana. He was on his way to greatness. The second oldest son, 17-year-old Raymond Childs III, was Raymond Sr.'s biological son through a previous relationship. And although he wasn't the biological son of Kizzy, she raised him like he was her own. Like his older brother, he had dreams of making it big in the rap game.
Took us a loss, now flex. Tell the gang that we gotta shake back. If it ain't paper, then I'll see you later. Won't pick up the phone, I'm trying to your calls. If you ain't eating, then nigga, you starving. And just like a hoopy, he just trying to ball. Raising the tree, so you know how I would. If you knock off the heat, then the body gon' fall. I'm trying to win the big dog team. If you not winning, it ain't. If it's a smoke, girl, you hiding the ducky. Too fat to run, so we knocked off his muffy. OG up in this bitch, strapped like a rough. And then fat through my brother, you know me clutching. Sound like a razor, you playing, you late. I'm from the G, so I'm taking the K. Bro, people press off, sliding with Drake's. Nigga keep playing, I'm taking his face. And that was just off of their head for real. I fucked up, but a nigga back at it. Nigga be playing, I'm sucking the fees like the 80 little nigga. I'm a crack baby addict. You already know what it is. And we can get smoked like a seed. And then niggas be capped, so I spin the beats like a Sprite, so I'm taking your lead. What?
Unlike his older brother, Raymond was a little more rebellious, and he was at that awkward stage in life where he wanted to be grown but couldn't really be grown because he was still living in his parents' house. And unfortunately, this caused a lot of conflict between him and his parents, especially his father. And things reached a boiling point on January 24th of 2021. That Saturday night was no different than most. Raymond Jr. was back at his teenage antics again. This time, he left the home without telling his parents. He had gone to his girlfriend's house to spend the night. When Raymond Sr. found out his son left the house, he wasn't having it, so he called him and told him to get home immediately. When Junior arrived, Raymond Sr. was visibly upset, but he didn't want to address the situation at that time. So he told Raymond Jr. he would be in trouble later. But later never came. Police say at about 2 a.m., Raymond Jr. got hold of 2 weapons his father had in the house, including a Draco, which is similar to an assault rifle, and a 9mm handgun, and he started killing. He started with his older brother Elijah and his pregnant girlfriend. He shot them both in the head, killing them and their unborn child almost immediately. Next, he found his 13-year-old sister, Rita Childs. Rita had goals of being an entrepreneur. Following in her dad's footsteps, she started her own lip gloss line called Act Up Beauty. Once Raymond found her, he shot her in the chest, killing her immediately. After killing his brother, his brother's girlfriend, their unborn child, and his sister, Raymond Jr. headed downstairs, where he found his stepmom and dad. He shot them multiple times. According to court records, Raymond Sr.'s final words were, "I'm sorry, Raymond Jr., I love you." After killing both his parents, Raymond Jr. went after his 15-year-old brother, who by this time had ran out of a side door of the home. The 15-year-old begged his older brother not to shoot him, even offering him $40, saying that he would not tell authorities who killed the family. But Raymond Jr. just stared at him blankly and fired shots anyway, hitting the 15-year-old in the leg and the arm. He also fired shots at his head, but he missed before fleeing the scene. Thankfully, the teenage boy made it to his neighbor's house and called 911. Raymond Jr. then stole his parents' car and drove back to his girlfriend's house, telling her that his father had kicked him out. 30 minutes later, the girlfriend got a news report saying someone had been shot on Raymond's block, and she asked him if he knew anything about it. He said no. A few hours later, she convinced him to go back to the house, and when they arrived, she said he began crying and acting a plumb fool.
An extremely different scene as night falls after neighbors were awakened to gunshots, sirens, and police lights. I have to be honest with you, this is one of the worst and most emotional scenes I've been to in a while, and you could see the heartbreak rolling off the faces of those who remain.
I heard actually this morning 4 shots fired. I peeped out, didn't see anything.
The neighbor across the street, Vicky Pinkston, said the same.
Well, they knocked on my door at 5.
Who?
The police. And asked me, did I hear anything? I said, no.
At that point, she was informed of a shooting at her neighbor's house.
I just immediately got me some clothes on, and I'm still the same way. I got my pajamas on and everything.
She wanted to know what happened. When I told her 6 were dead, including an unborn child, she broke down.
No, I can't. Are you serious?
The community's message to whoever took a total of 6 lives, including one that never saw the light of day.
Act of murder, mass murder. And the shame they brought to the household, to our community, is the ultimate disgrace.
How you feel? How you feeling? How are you feeling about this? It could have been yours. It could have been somebody in your family.
And a message to the family as they work to heal following this tragedy.
My heart goes out to them, and my prayers and best wishes and comfort to the family.
Please, they got a daughter. She's standing right there. The only one left, I guess. Please help.
Raymond Jr. thought he had everyone fooled, but little did he know his younger 15-year-old brother survived the attack. And once he was cleared by hospital staff, he told authorities exactly who shot him and who was responsible for murdering his entire family. When questioned by family and authorities, Raymond denied being involved in the murders at all, saying that he believed someone from the next block came over and killed his family. However, the family members noticed that Raymond was armed with a Draco firearm that belonged to his father, and they took the weapon from him. They provided it to police. The authorities also searched Raymond's girlfriend's car and found an AK-style magazine wrapped in clothes. They later determined that all of the shell casings found at the scene came from the Draco given to them by Raymond Jr.'s family. Raymond Jr. was arrested just 1 day after the killings, and he was charged with 6 counts of murder, attempted murder, and carrying a handgun without a license.
There's never going to be a reason to justify what happened. There's not anything that anybody's going to be able to say where you're going to say, well, that explains the loss of 6 lives.
A vicious and senseless killing in a Northeast Side home, taking the lives of 6 people, including a pregnant woman. Now the charges the Indianapolis teenager arrested for the crimes is facing.
Raymond Childs III is only 17 years old, and tonight he is being charged as an adult for the shooting deaths of his family and his brother's girlfriend and her unborn child. The Marion County prosecutor laid out the charges for us and shared the witness account from the lone survivor of the weekend mass shooting. No matter how this case shakes out, at age 17, life for Raymond Childs III has changed forever. 4 members of his family are gone, and he's the one accused of pulling the trigger, killing them and his brother's pregnant girlfriend.
The first thing that goes through your mind is you're just heartbroken. Not only did so many people lose their lives, but you think about that family and what they were anticipating. I mean, the baby was due in a week. Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears tells WRTV Raymond Childs III faces a count of murder for each of the 6 deaths, including his father, Raymond Childs Jr., his stepmother, Kezzie Childs, his brother, 18-year-old Elijah Childs, his sister, 13-year-old Rita Childs, and Elijah's 19-year-old girlfriend, Kiara Hawkins, and her unborn child. Childs III is also facing an attempted murder charge for shooting a 15-year-old survivor who managed to escape the Adams Street house. Court papers say Childs III chased the boy outside. The boy pleaded for his life and offered his silence before Childs III pulled the trigger, according to prosecutors. The boy survived and was treated at Riley Hospital for Children. According to court documents, the 15-year-old boy told detectives Childs III had gotten into trouble earlier that night with his father for leaving the house without permission. When Childs III arrived home, his father told him he would, quote, be in trouble later. Hours later, around 3:40 Sunday morning, police were dispatched and later found the bodies, all with gunshot wounds. The prosecutor says 2 guns were used in the killing and both have been seized, a 9mm and an AK-47 pistol. Both guns belong to the family, but Childs III did not have a license to carry a gun. And in particular, when you have people who are young, who are not mature, who are not responsible, and they have access to firearms, they see that as an easy way to resolve their disputes.
On July 22nd of 2024, Raymond Jr.'s trial got underway, and just as soon as it started, it ended, and a mistrial was declared.
With some breaking news, late this afternoon, a judge declared a mistrial in the 2021 murders of 6 people. Thanks for joining us. I'm Birshel Edmay, in for Aaliyah.
And I'm Nick McGill. Raymond Childs III was 17 years old, and police say he killed 4 members of his own family, as well as 2 others. Fox 59's Russ McQuaid was in court as everything unfolded. Russ, tell us what happened here.
Well, good afternoon. From the very start, Judge Chris Miller told the jurors this was going to be an emotional trial, and it sure proved to be that today, because it was those emotions boiling over in the courtroom that led to a mistrial.
Alonso Velez was described as an uncle of Raymond Charles III, who was arrested when he was 17 years old for killing 4 family members plus a pregnant woman and her unborn baby. A surviving sister said her younger brother was mad because their father, Raymond Childs Jr., was going to discipline his son over taking the family car without permission the night before. Velez was telling jurors that he was with Childs later that day, and they prayed for the truth to come out. And Velez said from the witness stand to the defendant, You all remember that? Then, as attorneys tried to cut him off, Velez said, "Why did you do it, Raymond?" That sent the jury from the courtroom, the judge to huddle with the lawyers, and then a declaration of mistrial after one juror said she could no longer be impartial after hearing Velez's comments. Afterwards, family members were shaken by the judge's ruling.
Very disappointed, but it's all going to work out. It's going to all come together. We put it in God's hands, and we're just going to go from there.
When the new trial takes place, I'm sure Raymond Jr. will be found guilty and spend the rest of his life in prison. My heart truly goes out to everyone that was touched by this tragedy. Such a senseless crime and completely preventable. What happened to the days of kids just accepting their punishment and moving on with life? Or at the very most, running away from home for a while? Why would he ever think that killing everyone in his household was the answer? Just crazy and demonic. As always, loves, stay safe. Don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, and hit that notification bell for future content.